Hey, welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute since I've been on here, but I am back and expect to see me every week. Okay, as you see from the thumbnail, I wanted to talk about Space Jam: A New Legacy with LeBron James. Now, for those of us who were little kids when it came out back in 95, 96, please keep in mind when you're watching it that we are old as hell now. We are like in our mid late 30s. So seeing it and saying, "Oh, it's corny," you know what I'm saying? Like I know a lot of people that are like saw the first one when it first came out and they're like, "It's corny." And it's like, you know what though? Honestly, if I was an adult back then and watched Space Jam, I probably thought it would be corny too. But it's geared toward the kids, but it has like a general audience feel. Okay, so this one's called A New Legacy. And I'm gonna be honest, when I first heard about it, I was like, they're remaking Space Jam? Like, you can't mess with the classics. But I guess it's more of like a franchise type thing. Like, the plot's different. If they had the exact same plot as the first one, I would kind of be like, really? But this plot's totally different. I mean, the Monstars aren't even in, like, they're in it, but they don't do what they didn't play no ball like the first one. And like I'm not really even into sports like that. Like I watch the Olympics every 4 years, Summer Olympics, and I'm glued to the screen that whole few weeks that it's on. But other than that, I only know LeBron James because he's like extremely popular and talented. But I had a even more respect for him because I've heard about things that he's done and his how do you say that word? He gives stuff, humanitarian and things like that. But I was like, okay, he did a okay job. And one thing I liked in this movie is they made like some jokes about like how athletes don't make good actors or something. And if you can laugh at yourself, I always feel like that's a good thing. Like some people look at that as like you're downing yourself, but you gotta laugh at yourself sometimes. So whoever wrote that part in the script, I feel like that was cool because that's something that I think people say, like, man, I'm so tired of these, like, ball players trying to act, they can't act, blah, blah, blah. So LeBron James's son in this movie is into technology, video games, programming, coding, stuff like that. But LeBron wants him to play ball. So you learn early on as the movie starts that he's really pressuring him about playing ball like him. And I will say that the movie keeps up with the times with that. Like kids nowadays are more into technology, video games been around for 4 years, but they have screens in their face all the time. They have their tablets, they have their phones. Everything is instant streaming, downloading, uploading, all that stuff. So I feel like they were good at keeping it like that. One thing I thought about though is because of that, I haven't seen Looney Tunes on TV. I mean, my daughter's older, so she doesn't watch cartoons anymore. But I don't even know if little kids nowadays even watch Looney Tunes anymore. Like, I guess though, you could look at it like Mickey Mouse. Um, Looney Tunes is one of those things where it just always transcends generations. So even the kids that are not watching Looney Tunes, maybe they can look at some older ones. I know on Boomerang, there's a channel called Boomerang on Xfinity that shows pretty much just old school cartoons. So you can see all kinds of like stuff. So, but I would recommend seeing this, even though it's on HBO Max and in theaters. I would recommend it seeing in theaters because of the graphics. Like, I watched it on my laptop. And my laptop's like that big, so. And for whatever reasons, HBO Max's sound on my laptop is kind of low, so that didn't help either. So I would suggest any action movie. I would suggest watching that in theaters if you can. And like, I know a lot of people, they tell me, why would you spend money in a theater if you can watch it at home on HBO Max? And it's like, look, until I get my 70-inch screen put up, I would prefer to watch it in the theater. Okay. So enough about that. I'm into film. I'm into movies. I'm into that. So yes, I will spend $10, $11, $12 to go to the theater. Speaking of movies, I hope you are enjoying. This is my Freddy Krueger shirt. I think The Dreamer. I'm telling you. I'm gonna make a video about some of my favorite horror films, and this is definitely the number one horror film franchise to me. Freddy Krueger. I mean, you can't. Everybody has to go to sleep sometimes, so the fact that it do get you in your sleep, like you cannot beat that. And I would love to meet. I think his name is Robert Englund. I would love to meet him one day. He's still alive, so maybe one of these fandom conventions or something, I could see it. So, uh, of course, I wouldn't call this a complaint about Space Jam, but I feel like some of the references they had in the movie, small children are not going to get because they're references to like movies that came out back when I was coming up. They actually had a Casablanca reference, which that came out in the 40s. So, but I guess the good thing about that is the kids can look this up. They got into the movie was like 2 hours long. They got into a lot of detail with the Looney Tunes, like because what happened is Don Cheadle, who is in the movie, he plays Algae Rhythm, a play on the word algorithm. So he's the one that kidnaps LeBron's son and all that. He's the villain of the movie. So basically, he took all the cartoons out of Looney Tuneville and threw them all into these other little planets, movie planets. I thought that was neat. I did feel like it drawed the movie out though, because you spent a lot of the movie was gathering the Toon Squad. That was like a large chunk of the movie. I would say maybe, don't quote me, but I would say maybe first like 30, 40 minutes or something like that. But it was good. You know, I was impressed because I usually don't do remakes or sequels. I'll give it a chance. You have to kind of watch it with an open mind. Don't compare it to the first one because it's called Space Jam: A New Legacy. So I'm going to look at it like it's a totally different movie. But if you have kids, or if you want to see it by yourself, like me, my daughter and I saw it, and she's a teenager, and it was cool. Like I said, see it on theaters. But yeah, my next video, I keep looking at my shirt. I'm so happy to have something to hold my phone. That's why I'm a little giddy. Because the last few videos, I was like, yeah, so, and all that. But anyways, y'all, I am happy to be back in YouTube land. Please like, share, subscribe if you'd want to. I usually don't tell people to do that because, you know, you're old enough to know how to press subscribe and share and all that. But anyways, y'all, I'm going to head on out and I'm going to see if this works to cut my phone off. No, I'm not editing anything yet. I'm still learning. So let's see. Bye-bye. Peace and blessings. Please cut off. All right. We'll do it manually. Y'all have a good one.